Ziv, and I loved what he shared. His experience going to different pop-up, which was very similar than mine. And so now I'm in Limino Village, and I hope to. I'm also working to on a longevity tool that I'm building, and yeah, I'd love to have your feedback soon on potential feedback on this tool and other things that are coming through. I will share information there. And thank you for the notice about the meetings. I like it and enjoy. It's a nice face-to-face way to connect with the community.
Yeah, thank you.
May I ask you, Francesca, about the your because you said that you had like a really rich experience with pop-up cities.
Mm.
Uh, how do you feel when you go to these pop-up cities and villages? Do you feel like people take it seriously, or it feels like people just hang out? And
Party.
because my experience was like I meet people who are young, without kids, without responsibility, sometimes even without job, and they just hang
Yeah.
out. It's a nice way to meet new people, and then they just forget about everything. It's how I feel, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my
Totally. I think there are different layers.
yeah.
I think for many of us that lived in community even before decentralization, Bitcoin started it. It was another layer that saw technology as a tool to help us organize. But the intention already of living in communities was already there. So we had a little bit more experience. I find it unfortunate sometimes that a lot of people that never had the experience of actually living in communities, that means 360-degree living in communities, don't always lead these pop-up initiatives, or they're not necessarily community leader but more of like a entrepreneur. And so these turn out to be more like incubators for projects. I think I started creating my kind of loyal group of people that we kind of hey, there is this opportunity that sounds like something that you would be interested, or there is this happening. So we trying to connect, and I had to learn and understand that I can always show up with my full self. So that sometimes, be just adapt with the situation. And it's not really my forte. It's not, why it's one of the reasons why I work in the Web3 community, is because it's not business as usual. But unfortunately, it finds it very difficult to collaborate or discuss with people the full kind of like the decentralized lifestyle. And some people just don't get it. They're not there, so you can discuss things with people that don't have experience, or they haven't done it yet.
Right.
Don't necessarily, it's not necessarily a judgment that they won't do it in the future, but that's where they are. And so you have to learn how to find the tribe
Yes.
within the
So
tribe,
give me tips.
and
Give me
and,
tips.
and, and connect with those people. And then slowly by finding out, for example, I found the TDF. I never been there either, and I decided not to go also for how the organization was, but the concept, Samuel, that was explained to me. I know they're building right now also the living spaces that are more nicer than the glamping. And so the concept is great. This is the first time that I actually see a real community that is as physical areas that merges nature and technology together, and also as a tokenization infrastructure on point, and with a legal governance structure that follows both systems, centralized and decentralized. So we know slowly we're building these places, um, but you're gonna have to understand what is your and how fully do you want to go into this. What is decentralization for you? Is it your food? Is it your family? I call it decentralized family as well, right? So that how would you imagine that system? Because truly we have all the tools now available to us to be able to make this to build this new vision.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so of course within constraints of world events and certain preference that we might have, but if we adapt accordingly to what's served, then we can, with the right people, we can build something a little bit more substantial, and with the rest we explore, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The rest we explored and see, and maybe just by seeing how they experience and they get to experience this movement, sometimes you'll be like, oh, sounds like they're taking it so superficial, but sometimes we might see glimpses of things that we would not think about. So
True.
we can always learn, I think, from other people's perspective, but we might not find it interesting, and so do you just move out the way things are interesting and then find the ones that are interesting for you. This is what I learned from the past time. And also, if you have a project or if you are focused on engaging specifically in a project, it's easier to connect because it almost the project or your vision serves as a filter
Mm-hmm.
to monetize more
Thank you
people
for
for you.
answering.
Yeah,
Thank Yeah.
pleasure. Yeah.
Okay.
Feel free to write me also if you have any questions or
Yeah,
anything.
I want to write to you about the. I really want to know more about the communities and the capacities and the like how to find them because yeah, I would
Hmm.
like to join
Yeah, I
some.
can send you some links or drop it inside the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
awesome.
stay in
Okay.
touch. I'll also reach out
Yeah.
to both of you, and we can continue our connection points and see
Okay,
Awesome. And you're
where this
based in
heading.
Lisbon, right?
I'm based in Ericeira and in Prague, so
Ah,
I
okay.
travel in
Okay.
between.
Okay.
That's why I'm setting these
Awesome.
vacations
So
between these
I
two
just
I know
countries.
moved
there's a big
from Lisbon.
Oh,
Ukraine community in Lisbon as well.
Yeah.
yes, yes, and
So,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be Russian and to step into Ukraine community. I have to say, it's
yeah.
not an easy task. I'm currently very connected with the Belarus community from Belarus.
Mm,
Definitely,
yeah.
their let's say group is more open to both Russians and Ukrainians rather than just keep it to themselves. But the hardest thing for me is to connect with fellow Russians. Still,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I tried to leave my Italianness, and I'm both Italian and US. I was born in Italy and I grew up in the United States, but I lived in 8 different nations and traveled for over 20. So I've strived, like I did some work ahead at the beginning to really remove myself with the identity of not which nationality I'm from. Unfortunately, the Italianness is genetic, so it comes out no matter what. But yeah, but in terms of me, wearing the Italian flag, not really excited about that, or
Mm.
American flag. Certain things I utilize depending which identity I need. Um, for one or the other. Being a woman, it's easier as an American woman than to be an Italian woman.
Mhm.
So helps me navigate, but I feel very much nationalist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
me too. Nationalist is what I feel. Even when I was in Ukraine, I've always felt like it's not my country. It's not my like.
mm,
It's definitely not something I can say that belong to. No. Yeah.
yeah, it
Let's
helps sometimes,
Yeah.
to disconnect as well.
Yeah. And maybe it's even good because
Mm,
it means that you can connect to anything you want.
yeah, yeah,
and create the new one that is
Or
combining
create
all
new
the
one.
best
Yeah.
ideas.
exactly.
And yeah, I think, yeah, we live in the time where I think anything is really possible. We just need to focus our
Possible.
attention
Mm.
and combine our
Yeah,
efforts. All right, thank you
awesome.
both.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye,
night.
ladies.
Enjoy.
Nice day.
Thank you.
See you.
Talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.